Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miller Field, home of the NC State Quidditch team. The Wolfpack will be taking on the UNCG Spartans in their first game today. My name is Adam Obrick, joined alongside Andre Corbett. Andre, what are your thoughts for the first game coming up here in a short couple minutes?
Well, I think we expect to see a lot of aggression, a lot of physicality. Just me, myself, going, and also you as well. When we went to the practice the other day, you know that there's a lot more aggression than we were expecting. Not a lot of people expect much from, the Harry Potter movies. See it translate to real sport. But yeah, there's a lot of endurance involved, a lot of aggression, and so I think see a lot of that. And definitely a lot of scoring as well.
Absolutely. Talking about the practice that we went to see last Wednesday, I think a lot more physical than we would think for Quidditch. While we were there for under an hour, we had 2 injuries. Definitely not something we expected going into it.
Absolutely not.
Talk about the role of the beaters and the importance of them in this game.
Well, essentially, the beaters, they're going to be like your enforcers. They're going to carry the dodgeballs, essentially.
The bludger.
The bludger, yes. Thank you. And with the bludger, if you get hit by the bludger, then that means you're automatically out until you go back and touch the pole. At that point, the goal pole of your team. Once you do that, you can go right back into the game and get more involved, I suppose.
Another position to keep an eye on are the chasers. There are 3 of them on the field at all times. The role of the chasers is to carry the quaffle, pass it between themselves, and ultimately try to get it through the goal. Each time you get it through the goal, your team scores 10 points, and the possession goes to the defensive team, I guess, at that point.
Absolutely, and that's going to be where a lot of the strategy comes into place as far as who can get as many goals as possible because you're on a set timetable. So with that being said, it will come down to if you can't catch the snitch, you're going to have to outscore your team in order to win this game.
And that's where a lot of the strategy comes in with Quidditch. Last game, we had a matchup of UNCG as they took on Wilmington on the other field over there. They were up, I think it was 80-60, and UNCW caught the snitch in the last minutes to win the game, which if you catch the snitch, it is 30 points. They won 90-80. What do you think about the role of the Seekers there? The Seekers usually wear the yellow headbands. What do you think about those guys?
The Seekers are going to be probably your most physically fit people on the team. Not to say the whole team isn't athletic, because they all are. It's just the Seeker's going to have to be the one to run the most and catch the snitch. The snitch can pretty much run anywhere on the field, and their job is to wear them down, get them tired enough so they can grab that snitch right off the back of the snitch person itself. But also, strategy comes into play too when you have the Seekers chasing the snitch, and you need your beaters to make sure the other Seeker for the other team doesn't get the Seeker before you do. You need them to take them back to the pole, to the goalpost.
There's a lot more strategy that goes into this than people think. It's a lot more than just kids running around with brooms on the ground. You need to keep your broom between your legs at all times. A little fun fact. All teams are wearing headbands. So the chasers, which there are 3 on the field at all times, will be wearing your white headbands. There are 2 beaters on the field at all times wearing black headbands. A keeper, which is wearing green. The keeper is the only person on the field that can block the ball going through the hoop. Is that correct, Andre?
I just call it the goalpost.
Okay.
So they're the only ones allowed to get that goal there.
All right, and then we have the Seeker, and the Seeker play doesn't start until the 17th. I think the snitch goes on the field on the 17th minute.
The 18th minute.
And the Seekers can't catch him until the 18th minute. I think we'll figure out as we go. It is our first time covering Quidditch, so expect a little minor errors here and there, maybe terminology, a little strategy. But what are your thoughts so far, having watched one game before this one, about the game overall?
Just how quick it is. I mean, you see the practice and you hear about it, but actually the game in motion, and it requires a lot of accuracy too, because we're out here in this field, and you have to be able to to shoot it right through the hoop, as opposed to have the keeper block it, or have it go flying right past it or over it. Either way, so you have to have a really strong arm as well, especially when you're throwing it at people or the goalpost.
What are your thoughts? What do you think is the most important position on the field?
The most important position, I would probably say the chasers, because they're the ones who have to keep you in the game, keep you scoring. Because at the end of the day, if you're getting blown out, then even catching the snitch isn't going to help you. So they need to be able to go ahead and keep the game competitive.
As Andre mentioned, the chasers and the keeper are actually the only people that can carry the quaffle and pass it between themselves. The keeper does not have to stay in their zone. He can come out and play offense as well. This state team is actually in the recent past, they've had a little bit of an advantage over the Spartans. Their captain,
Brown.
Michael Brown, said they've kind of dominated them over the past years, but as we've seen, even just for being here for the past hour, anything can happen.
Absolutely. And then you look at other teams, too. From what I hear, Carolina is pretty good for their Quidditch team. I hear Duke is pretty good as well. So that in-state rivalry is still kind of going, even amongst ourselves, between the Triangle universities.
Absolutely. As we see the teams getting in their final huddles, the other teams' will be providing the referees for this game. I don't know about you, Andrea, but I'm excited to see how State performs here.
I think
what their strategy is.
I think they'll do pretty well. I mean, they've been practicing a lot, and they seem very intense with it, and they seem very focused. You wouldn't expect that, when you hear Quidditch, think Harry Potter movies, but yeah, they take it very seriously, and they're serious about winning.
Absolutely, they're not here to lose. That's for sure. Having watched a little bit of this game so far, what other sports can you compare this game to?
Immediately in my head, I'd say rugby and basketball. Rugby for the aspect of, again, the aggression, lots of tackling, lots of physical movement, and carrying the balls around, and then also the basketball because you have to throw it through the hoops. And you're able to I think they refer to as a dunk when you actually literally go in and just throw it in with your hand right up close.
Right, you can shoot as far as you want, or you can get as close as you want as well. But when you are in that little scoring area around the hoops, there is a threat of you getting tackled, like you said, the rugby factor. Last game, I don't know if you saw, there was a really big hit around the hoop. The kid couldn't get up for a little bit. I'm overall really excited about this. Looking forward to it.
No, I actually did not see that, but I imagine that it probably took them a few minutes to get back up. And it's a lot of these players out here too. Like they train all the time. There's a lot of endurance built into it, and they look like they're pretty much in shape. They look like they're ready to go out here and play some serious Quidditch today.
As mentioned by the captain, Michael Brown, they do practice 3 times a week, so it definitely is a commitment. Even though it's a club sport, they almost practice as much as some of the varsity sports on campus.
Yeah, I mean, NC State officially does recognize them as one of its club sports. Absolutely.
And that did happen recently, I think.
I believe so, yes. But it's also a lot bigger than what we might expect. It's not just on the collegiate level. There are local teams. There are national teams. I believe there's even international Quidditch teams as well. So it's literally a worldwide sport. So it's just the fact that it's been here at State for a few years, now it's getting more recognition. It's definitely a big plus.
I think the only reason the sport hasn't been as popular, I guess, is because the players are not flying around on brooms like they are in the movies.
I think I'd pay to see that.
I would definitely pay to see that. I did see a YouTube video the other day of the teams trying out hoverboards as a form of transformation. Yes, hoverboards. They were rolling around on hoverboards playing Quidditch.
Wow.
That's very interesting.
If you
have some time, go check them out on YouTube. Just type in hoverboard Quidditch. It's pretty interesting.
That's what we need to make it more competitive. We need to put them on moving vehicles in order to get this thing going.
I know you're going to Google that when you get home for sure.
Not even that when I get home after the game. I'm pulling out my phone and I'm looking at it.
Okay, as we see, the 2 teams are lining up on their ends of the field. It's kind of like a dodgeball style start where both teams start on the other side and they charge the middle. What ball was the most important over here starting off? Which one would you go for? I'm guessing the chaser would obviously go for the quaffle and the beaters for the bludgers, but what strategy would you take here? Would you leave some guys behind and just play defense first, or?
Well, initially I was thinking I'd have the chasers grab the balls and try to score, but I think I'd go with the beaters instead. Because if you have the beaters, they're knocking people out initially, letting you advance up the field.
As you saw there, the UNCG Spartan getting hit right before he puts the quaffle through the goal. A little strategy here by the Wolfpack, setting up their bludgers or their beaters in front of their chasers.
And he overshoots the goalpost.
Similar style to hockey where you can, I guess, go behind the goal, but you can't shoot from, no, you can't shoot from behind it. In hockey, you can't shoot from behind the goal.
Yeah. Then we have number 21, it looks like, Mr. Colin Urish, who just attempted to score.
I think he went for a little pass there, overthrew it a little bit. And a turnover by the Wolfpack. Let's see what the Spartans do here as they set up. Talking to the captain of the Wolfpack, there are two types of defenses you can play. You can either play man or zone, kind of like basketball, I guess.
Right.
The Wolfpack starting off, looks like with the man defense here, with the bludgers in front of the goals.
Yeah, that was Gill, number 222, who just tried to score just now, but definitely missed that.
And as you saw, the Wolfpack beater hitting all the Spartans, making them sprint back to their goals. That's the only way you can get back into the game. Until you touch your own goalpost, you are considered inactive. You have to carry your broom back so everybody knows you're not.
Oh, and Joshua Peck just hit with that chaser, hit by that beater.
And I think a score for the Wolfpack there. Should be 10-0 Wolfpack as the Spartans resume. Big hit.
Big hit by Gill, number 222.
And that's another goal for, first goal for the Spartans. And
there was no way he was stopping him. Mr. Nicholas Hines, 37 in the Wolfpack. I mean, you go up against Gill, a guy twice your size. It's a good effort, but I mean, he just ran through him.
And I think they're going to call a penalty here. I think he might have bumped him, or we're not too sure about the fouls here, other than you can't hit somebody that's not carrying the quaffle. Well, I guess we'll figure it out. I think they are calling a yellow card on the Spartan goalkeeper, 222. I think his name is Jill.
It's Gill, yeah.
One of those. So the goal is disallowed for the Spartans. Still 10-0 Wolfpack. As both teams reset, the goalkeeper throws the ball back in play. Shoots from far. No, that's deep pass.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good shot by Colin. He almost had it for a second. Colin, number 21.
Good try there by number 20 for the Wolfpack. She has to make her way back to her own goal. And I've never seen that strategy before. The player going to the ground. Big hit by the goalie / keeper number 21.
Colin Urish.
Beautiful hit.
That was right on.
Go ahead.
That was right on number 36, Chris Pengu, for the UNCG Spartans.
As you see, even though there's lots of big hits in this game, the players are not really wearing any protective gear either.
Yeah, that's the rugby aspect of it, you know, where they play really physical and tough, just without all the extra armor attached.
On the far side of the field, you see a little bludger action as the beaters keep beating each other up. Looks like so far the strategy for the Wolfpack seems to be they want to get it on the backside of the goals and try to score from behind.
Looks like we have an injury here. That was a hard hit by the Wolfpack just now.
I think they might have just ran into each other, but she does look a little hurt. She's being carried off the field. There's our first injury of the game. Like we said in our pregame, lots of physicality.
Yeah, I'm just glad that she's okay. Even helping her off the field,
Looks like maybe her knee is hurt.
And I think that was number 49 that went out just now. I couldn't exactly see the number on her jersey. Marlin for the UNCG Spartans.
She's still on the ground, but looks like we do have some medical staff going to head her way and help her out. Until then, the Quaffle's back in action in the hands of the Spartans. I can't see the Quaffle. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's in possession of Gil, number 222.
And the goal is he missed. Looks like Gil might have switched positions. He's not wearing his white headband, indicating he's a chaser, not a keeper. And it looks like UNCG might have scored. The score table on the other side of the field indicates it is. Okay, I didn't see that, but the score on the other side says it's 20-10 in favor of the Spartans. And we might have to check on that with the referee.
And I think that's important too, especially with the role of the beaters, you know, trying to stop these guys from scoring, stop the chasers.
Right. Looks like the Spartans, good hit there by the beater. Gets two people at once.
Oh.
Number 26 for the Wolfpack picks up the ball.
Noah Winberry.
Gets it stripped by Gil, number 222. And the Spartans will reset once again. Wolfpack doesn't seem to be doing too well on offense. Every time they go into their zone, they turn it over.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, you know, you have to look to your beaters for defense. I mean, number 257, I believe that was, just literally walked up to the goal and just knocked it right in.
That makes it 30-10 in favor of the Spartans. The Wolfpack making some substitutions here, bringing in some new men and women.
Yeah, I think in a game like this, you really have to look to your beaters for defense because you have to keep the other team kind of down while you score.
As you see, the Spartan defenders seem to be playing a little bit higher on the field as number 8 for the Wolfpack misses and gets hit by the bludger. That's a long run back. The Spartans will set up once again. The beaters still beating each other up. As number 252 throws it to the backside to. She gets knocked down.
That's
anyway.
252 is Phil, aka Cyborg.
So Cyborg with a good defensive play. 25 for the Wolfpack. Let's see if the keeper can score here. Number 9. Ooh, big hit. Still shoots.
Oh.
And they score. That was, I think, the snitch from the last game. Let's see if he can turn around so he can see his name. No breaks, though. Right after the score, you go right back on defense.
Yeah, it's a very fast-paced game. Like, one thing we talked about with Michael, the leader of the Wolfpack here, is the fact that there are no real breaks in the game. It's a very continuous game for the entire length of the 20 to 30-minute time of it. And that was number 26 who scored, by the way, Noah Winberry once again.
Great score by Noah. That makes it 30-20 Spartans. Close game so far. As you mentioned about the fatigue factor, Wolfpack able to make as many substitutions as they want, just like hockey. You sub whenever you want.
Cyborg with the pass to number 82.
We do not have his number or name. Number 82. Puts up the Spartans 40-20. Still a close game. Wolfpack making some substitutions as they slowly make their way forward, setting up their offense.
And Colin's been a real leader on the team, number 21, who just scored.
He shot that from the three-point line there.
Yeah.
Even though it still counts for 10, that makes it 40-30? 40-30 favor of Spartans.
And what I've seen is Collins, it's number 21. He's been, even though he's like the second in command for the Wolfpack, he's been a real leader on and off the field.
Absolutely. He's been the man to watch this game so far. Even though he's a keeper, I think he has 2 goals so far.
I believe so, yes.
So 2 goals for the keeper. As we mentioned before, the keeper able to play chaser whenever he pleases. And looks like a little pause in the game here.
Yeah, he can play chaser when he'd like, but then you leave the goal vulnerable. So you do have more people out on the field, but you leave your goals open.
The positive thing about Colin, though, he is a pretty athletic guy. Can usually make his way back before the offense for the Spartans sets up.
Yeah, and you can only wonder how much more interesting everything's going to become once the snitch gets into the equation.
That will definitely change things up, make it a little more interesting.
And Colin, 21 for the Wolfpack, hit by Beater, had to retreat back to his own goal.
As you saw, he made his way back there pretty fast.
Yeah.
Make sure he defends his goals. Shoots from good pass, and he bad miss there for the Wolfpack. That was number 53.
Yeah, definitely a great chance for an alley-oop opportunity.
Like Andre said in our pregame, you can't alley-oop dunk, whatever it takes to get it through those goals. And another turnover for the Spartans. And the keeper just takes it straight up. Misses the dodgeball. Little spin move. And loses it.
Colin
Great defense.
Colin has it stripped by Cyborg.
Great defense by Cyborg. Let's see if he comes out. Looks like it's been a game of the keepers so far.
Absolutely, and they're so aggressive. They're the ones really making these plays for the team. It's almost like they're the point guards of these Quidditch teams.
That's what it's looked like so far. Lots of spin moves. Try to get open. Good block by Colin. Recovered by Cyborg. Passes it to 82. Who scores his second goal in a row. That does make it 50-30.
And I
with a
think
possible
injury.
Cyborg
just went down.
Stretching out his calf. Might be a little cramp.
So what do you think this means, Adam, if their Cyborg, their team's best player, goes down?
Well, a lot. I mean, your point guard so far has been setting up all the plays, and believe it or not, the Quidditch teams do have plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he'll be all right though. He is wearing a knee brace on his left knee, so I'm guessing maybe it's a little weaker already. But I think he'll be all right. I think
maybe
he'll come
a prior
back.
injury or something.
Right. Might have just twisted it a little bit. He ran off the field on his own power. Should be all right.
And I think Gill came back in to cover his spot for the Spartans.
So far, I haven't seen Michael Brown on the field. Are you concerned about that at all? Not seeing the team captain?
Not particularly. Michael's going to be playing the role of the seeker, so he'll be coming in a little bit later in the game once the snitch is on the field.
I forgot about that. He did tell us he does play the seeker, and another goal for number 82. That's a hat trick. I don't know if they call that in Quidditch, but that's 3 straight for number 82. We still do not know his name. It's
like the Wolfpack cannot stop him. He just runs up and does whatever he wants.
And Colin runs right back, makes it 60-40.
Yeah, I can only imagine how much endurance you got to have running, literally to respond to that, run back up the field. If you get hit by a beater, you have to run all the way back and then come back in the game.
Good thing for him, he's so far been faster than all the Spartan beaters.
Yeah.
Unable to catch him with a bludger.
But who could really stop him, though, outside of the beaters, essentially?
The goalie could tackle him, but he's too fast for that, too.
Leading scorer, 82, retreats to the goal.
Another score for the Wolfpack. That makes it 60-50. A little comeback here by State as they make their substitutions. We have a new goalie in the game for the Wolfpack. It is number, we'll tell you when he turns around. But close game, exactly what you want right before the snitch play. Any team can win at that point. Little alley-oop cross field pass.
Oh, ball retrieved by the Wolfpack. Nice.
Looks like they're diving for like a fumble or something.
Yeah, they're fighting for control of the ball. The keeper of the quaffle. With possession once again by the Wolfpack.
And it is number 9, the new keeper with the quaffle for the Wolfpack.
That number 9 is Alexander Hunter.
Let's see if he can kind of play like Colin here. Good cross pass. And he scores. That was number
0, Brian Fox.
Brian Fox with a beautiful goal to tie up the game 60-60. As the Wolfpack goes back on defense.
Fox indeed, he definitely was very quick about that score, about that goal.
Great pass there. Instead of running it himself, he found a wide open man in the middle where the bludgers or the beaters weren't looking for him.
And that's just what it's going to take. You know, you can't always depend on one person to score. You have to trust your teammates to get those goals for you.
And it is number 222 for the Spartans. Gil with another goal, making it 70-60. And we are taking a knee on the field. Looks like we might have a injured player.
Here's hoping that she's okay.
A lot more physical than most think.
Yeah, I think that's just the biggest misconception. I don't think enough people take it seriously just because it's from the Harry Potter movie. These people really do get hurt out here.
I think this is our 3rd man down for the Spartans so far. How do you think the Spartans did just play a game right before this? How do you think fatigue is playing a key role in these injuries possibly?
I'm not sure that it is, to be honest. I mean, they're you would think so with them running up and down so much, but they seem to be keeping up with the Wolfpack pretty well. And you would think that the Wolfpack could be more involved as far as keeping them down, but they really keep giving it to them. I don't think you have anybody on the Wolfpack who really matches Gil's size, or even Cyborg's size.
Yeah, those are big dudes. We do have number 8 on the Wolfpack. I did forget his name, but he is, I think, the biggest guy on the field.
Number 8 for the Wolfpack is James Hall.
Big guy. As the Wolfpack sets up their offense, number 17 steals it from the other beater.
Nicholas Ken making the plays.
Lots of action on this side of the field.
82 of the Spartans retrieves the ball, hands it off to Gil.
Looks like Gil will be getting subbed out. As Cyborg makes his way back in. Let's see what they do here.
Good to see he's feeling better. Don't want to see anybody get seriously injured here.
Good defense by the Wolfpack, knocking the bludger out of the Cyborg's hands. Number 0 makes his way through, tackled.
Oh, Brian Fox just misses the goal.
Big hit. Cyborg back on offense, brooms down. Do we have another player hurt? Might have been an illegal hit. As the referees from the other teams gather around to discuss what just happened.
That's a good way to keep it competitive and fair, you know, using referees from other teams so that there's no sense of bias. I know Michael was saying that oftentimes other teams will referee games for, you know, their team.
I do see a yellow card by the referee. I don't know who gave it to. Maybe number 777 for the Spartans as he comes off the field. What do you think about the weird numbers by the Spartans, all those 3 digits? Is that normal for Quidditch?
Truth be told, I have no idea, but it makes a unique aspect of it. I think I saw one player labeled 666 on the field.
Yeah. Lots of action by the Wolfpack goal.
Lots of balls being flown everywhere.
Some glasses knocked down, but good thing she found them. That was number 89 for the Spartans. She is slowly walking back.
Oh, nice dodge by number 17 of the Wolfpack, Mr. Nicholas Ken.
And our new goalie scores again, tie game 70-70. So far it has been the game of the goalies. Let's see if think this game will definitely come down to whose ever seeker is better. Recover that snitch.
Yeah, I mean, the keepers have been playing so great today, just scoring goal after goal. I agree with you. I think it's going to come down to the seekers.
And I think that time is coming soon. It at least feels like it, like we've been here for at least 15 minutes. Great pass there on the backside. She is surrounded.
That's Skyler just dropped the quaffle.
404 swings it to Cyborg. And the Wolfpack goalie recovers it. Hunter, number 9, calling for his men to come forward. Good block by the Cyborg. As the Spartans will set up once again.
Wow, Cyborg is pretty much doing it all on the offensive and the defensive ends, which is what you like to see as far as the game goes.
Reminds me a little bit of LeBron James of the Cleveland Cavaliers out there on offense and defense, blocking all the shots, dunking it.
Making plays.
Could you imagine if LeBron James played Quidditch? Wouldn't that be something to see? I mean, LeBron with any sport, but I think the Wolfpack might have just scored. But not football. He could definitely play tight end.
Yeah, you seen him get hit in basketball. So
especially for the Browns. I mean, he could definitely play for the Browns. Meanwhile, the Spartans back on the attack. Ooh. Cyborg gets it ripped out. Has to run back on defense.
Just stripped by the Wolfpack.
I don't know if we missed it, but the Wolfpack is up 80-70.
Ball recovered by Chris, number 36 of the Spartans.
Let's see if the Spartans can tie it up here. Spartans swinging it around. Number 6. Nice hit there by the beaters. Interesting game so far, Andre. Lots of good action.
Yeah, I mean, really, I didn't expect this level of playmaking involved either. I know there's a lot of practicing going on, a lot of scoring and everything, but when you see the moves they make to actually score the ball, it's pretty incredible.
A lot more strategy than we definitely thought.
Cyborg's doing all the jukes today.
Good pass on the backside there.
Recovered by number 6. The quaffle recovered by number 6, which is Jacob Dremen.
And it does look like the snitch is making his way on the field. It is the gentleman wearing the yellow shorts there. He should have a sock with a tennis ball inside of it. The goal of the seeker is to strip the sock out of his shorts, and that ends the game, giving the team 30 points.
And I believe he's not of either team. The snitch is not, but he looks a big dude. And we saw some of the practice where the snitch can be pretty aggressive with the seekers.
Right. You would think the snitch would be really fast, kind of like in the movies where it just moves around real fast and it's hard to spot. Well, this guy is definitely not hard to spot. He's wearing bright yellow shorts. In this version of Quidditch for the humans, I guess, the goal is it's a lot more aggressive, lots of tackling.
Now we have Gilgil playing the position of seeker for the Spartans, and Michael Brown, leader of the Wolfpack, coming in the seeker's position.
The biggest guy for the Spartans as a seeker. He's played 3 positions today.
Oh, wow. Michael just hit by the beater.
And the Wolfpack beater getting Gilgil as well. So as the seekers reset, Michael Brown will have a little advantage here. As the Wolfpack scores another goal on offense, making it 100-70.
And can you imagine this team not just trying to grab the snitch, but also trying to do it one-handed?
Big throw by the snitch. Definitely very physical. This is where the strategy really comes in hand.
And Adam, what do you think about the decision to go small on the part of the Wolfpack versus big on the part of the Spartans as far as getting the snitch?
I'm sorry, I missed your question with all the action happening right in front of us. What was it again? Sorry.
I said, what do you think about the decision to go big by the Spartans as far as getting the snitch, as opposed to going smaller with the Wolfpack?
It's interesting. I really don't know how to feel about it. As you can see, the snitch being super physical, throwing the other seekers on the ground. The snitch using our seeker as a defender now. The strategy now, since we are up 100 to 90, becomes, I mean, I don't really know what to think. There's so much going on right now, Andre. The beaters beating each other up, the snitch helping our seeker to prevent the Spartan seeker from getting him.
Yeah, all that action you were talking about.
Yeah. Hopefully our camera angles are able to show you everything that's going on in the field. Gilgil coming back to the field as the beaters keep beating each other up. The Spartans back on offense with the quaffle. And the Cyborg almost makes it, tying the game 100-100.
And
good block by the keeper there.
And it's really hard to keep up with the action because you're trying to look everywhere at once, trying to look where the chasers are, where the beaters are, what the snitch is doing.
Lots to see at one point. The snitch able to fix his shorts a little bit.
And we got number 28, Nicholas Randolph, acting as kind of an enforcer for the for the seeker, Michael Brown.
Broom's down on the game. Not really sure what happened there.
Looks like Cyborg might have irritated his leg again.
He does look beat up. Wolfpack still up 100 to 90. Team that gets the snitch at this time will win the game. Gilgil being beater on beater action there. Good, nice strategy by the Wolfpack, setting a beater in front of Gilgil, preventing him to approach the snitch. As you can see, the beater from the Spartans coming out. Number 28 for the Wolfpack doing a great job.
Nicholas Randolph, he's doing a great job of just giving Michael Brown just some space to go after that snitch.
Ooh, close. Almost grabbed that tennis ball there. Excuse me, the snitch. From the snitch.
You gotta love the fight in Michael Brown, though. He just doesn't give up.
He does look tired, and we might be seeing a little seeker substitute for the Wolfpack. It looks like Colin will be coming in for Michael Brown.
Yep, Colin is the new seeker.
Let's see how he does. He's almost got it there. Big throwdown by the snitch. Almost gets it.
Yeah, you gotta like the athleticism of Gilgil, man. He's a big dude for the Spartans, but he's definitely moving around pretty quickly after that snitch.
Colin almost sneaking behind him, grabbing it. Snitch grabbing his broom. Looks like the Wolfpack might have scored again with the quaffle, making it 110 to 90.
And UNCG Seeker just got made inactive again. Now he's coming back into the game.
Lots of men on this side of the field as the snitch fixes his pants once again. Didn't know he was inactive.
And another aspect too is I think if the seeker goes down, the snitch goes down, the snitch gets 3 seconds to reposition himself.
Lots of strategy involved right here.
Especially on the part of the beaters.
Looks like Cyborg is about to easily score once again. That is a score for the Spartans, making it 110 to 100.
Man, Randolph is just accurate. He's playing a great enforcer role as the beater. If he's in your sights, then you're getting out. Colin's still fighting to get that snitch. Looks like Colin's being kind of worn down, though.
They might be looking to put a sub back in the game as the Wolfpack scores again, making it 120 to 100. Good throw by the Spartan beater there from about 20 yards away.
Yeah. I think Colin's kind of acknowledging, yeah, you do have a size advantage on me, because he's kind of smiling and laughing it off.
He's a big dude. And it looks like our seeker will be looking for a sub.
I mean, maybe they might have to get number 8 of the Wolfpack, James Hall, in, as you were saying before, since he seems to be a size match for the snitch.
And it does look like the Spartans have a new seeker in, number 775.
That's Tim, a.k.a. Marine.
Doing a great job. I'm guessing that's what you want to see out of a fresh seeker. Lots of activity to try to tire out the snitch.
And that's exactly it. I mean, there's no time limit for how long the snitch can be out there once he does get out into the field, or she. But the goal is just to tire him down to the point where you can take it.
And the Wolfpack do have a new seeker in, number 25.
And then number 25 is going to be Joshua Peck.
Haven't seen, other than Gilville, haven't seen too many big seekers out there. Joshua Peck, a lot smaller, being tossed around by the snitch. He's not giving up, though. Got to give him credit.
Yeah, and where the snitch is going for more of the strength approach, Joshua was kind of going for the speed approach. You keep trying to maneuver around him, at lots of quick spins going on.
Meanwhile, another goal for the Wolfpack, making it 140 to 100. If you're the Spartans, you probably don't want to get the snitch right now, because if you score, you still lose the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like, I think that might be Chris with the quaffle right now for the Spartans. Just got tagged out by the beater.
Another miss by a beater as the Wolfpack makes its way through and scores again, making it 150 to 100. The snitch breathing heavily, pointing at our cameras.
And it's just like I told you before, Adam. It's just when it comes down to it, you got to depend on your chasers to really keep you in the game, especially with this snitch situation like we have now.
Snitch with a little armbar action there. I guess MMA is another sport, part of this sport, Andre.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Spartans do score, making it 150 to 110. The Wolfpack might consider putting in a new seeker here, as Joshua Peck looks exhausted. Taking a squad approach. Interesting strategy. Beaters for the Wolfpack, clearing the way for Peck, and he grabs the snitch.
Joshua Peck
Let's see if
with the snitch.
Let's see if the referee.
Apparently he has to hold on to it from what we're being told.
The referees will gather up here. They do not have a replay machine. Review them.
But yeah, he reached right underneath his leg, right between his legs, just pulled it right out from behind him. That was excellent strategy by number 25 of the Wolfpack, Joshua Peck.
As soon as I say they might consider taking him out, he makes an incredible snatch between the legs. I don't think it will stand.
No, they're placing in the snitch right back on the snitch, giving him his ball back.
That would have ended it there, Andre.
Yeah, I just think the main thing was that he was supposed to hold the snitch after he caught it.
Another rule we didn't know about. That's okay, though. Score 160 to 110. What do you think of the strategy of the snitch staying on this side of the field here?
Well, really, I think he's going to be more prepared for I can't speak on his location, but I think he's going to be more prepared for what Josh was attempting to do now, because he saw it the first time, and he kind of got away with it since it didn't count. But I do find this whole strategy interesting, of where he can, the snitch can grab someone else's broomstick and use them almost as a shield.
Very interesting. as Joshua Peck makes his way back. Let's see if he can grab the snitch and hold on to it this time. Looks like we have another substitution.
And now you'll see the snitch he's only using one hand. After so long, if no one can retrieve the snitch, then at that point he has to use one hand to defend himself instead of two.
And this is where Michael Brown needs to prove why he is the captain for the Wolfpack. Wolfpack still up by 40. Misses the bludger. Goal down. Lots of action happening as UNCG just scored, making it 160 to 130.
Also, I believe there's
he does grab the snitch.
Michael Brown with the snitch
Ending
grab.
the game for the Wolfpack. Let's see if the score holds, I guess.
And that is the leader of the team right there with the snitch grab. And I guess you had
game over. Wolfpack wins.
Yeah, the snitch, like he was really being worn down. He looks very tired. So you had to imagine it's only a matter of time.
Great snag there by Michael Brown, the captain, ending the game. I think it's 190 to 130. What did you think of that game so far? I mean, of that game overall, Andre?
I thought it was excellent. A lot of ball movement, a lot of plays being made. I think it definitely got interesting towards the end, though, with the snitch being involved.
As we saw, past a certain time, the snitch having to put his hand in his pocket, only able to defend himself with one arm. I think that was the difference. The Wolfpack being up by 30 at that point pretty much ended it.
Yeah, I think they definitely had a comfortable lead towards the end of the game. That definitely helped them out a lot. It was a little hard to keep track of all the action on the field, but thankfully it worked out for the Wolfpack's favor. So yeah, now we see them kind of convening, celebrating their victory here, and we'll watch them take on UNCW next. So overall, just a very great game, very exciting, lots of energy out there on the field. That's what you'll want to see.
So final score here from the first game, we think it is 190 to 130 in favor of the Wolfpack. We'll be right back for the second game as the Wolfpack takes on the UNCW Seahawks here on PackTV.